Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. So I just opened a few cards to get a feel of the energy. And so what came out here, it is the Ace of Coins in reverse, the Page of Coins in the upright, and the Hermit in reverse. So, what I feel here, it is that people around you are wondering how they misunderstood you so much. And so with this Ace of Coins in reverse, this talks to me about their lack of care, how they didn't pay attention, how careless they were with you while knowing how caring you were. Look here at this image, right? Somebody is giving money to someone, right? And this person here is smiling, they are happy. So this for me reflects on you being so generous. And we might not be talking about money especially, but how careful you were with them, how you always wanted to see them smile, right? This is an amazing contrast, in fact, right? Because we have this Ace of Coin in reverse, like somebody... with the coins, very often we are talking about care, because with the coin, we are talking about the material world, and in the material world, when you get anything, the Ace of Coins is kind of normal, it's kind of neutral. All the ace cards are neutral. There is an energy here. Now, what are you going to do with it, right? And here, so you gave some kind of energy, some kind of possibility of growth, and what they did with it, it is absolutely nothing. Like they misjudged it, they didn't even look at it, they didn't invest in it, because in order for the pentacle to grow, in order for whatever you put in the earth to grow, think about a seed that you put in earth. If you want it to grow, you have to be patient, and you have to be to care for it. Give it the water, pay attention to it. This is what the pentacles are about. We are in the material world. And so they didn't. They didn't, right? And now they are thinking about how, in fact, how much you were giving to them. So as said, we are not talking here, even though we are in the material, but we are not especially talking about the material. We are talking about care. We are talking about care. So you gave them a seed of something and they totally neglected it. It makes me think a little bit, you know, I lost my thoughts. Okay, I lost my thoughts. Maybe it will come back to me. And then we have the Hermit in reverse. So this is lack of understanding, lack of taking the time to observe a situation, lack of awareness, lack of wisdom. Yeah. This is like they didn't appreciate, they didn't look, they didn't take the time, they had no patience. Yeah. This is what I feel here. So let's see, we will get into deeper into that. I will put this to the side. We put it here. Can you see it? No, you can't, but you don't need to see it. Let's see. Let's dig in the treasure box and let's see what oracle deck we are going to use here. Let's see what comes up. Oracle of the Sun. I love this one. I love this one. Okay. Oracle of the Sun. Let's take it. Let's take it and let's see what we are getting here. Okay. Let's get a little bit more information about that. It might be about that, it might not be. see. Let's take 9 cards. Isolation, adaptability, in reverse, vision, criticism. I kind of feel that we might be talking about what I felt with the first card that came out. Submission in reverse. Okay. There is here somebody about truly misreading you, right? Concentration in reverse. There is here something with the vision and criticism, right? Like if they were judging whoever you are in a very wrong light. Fulfillment, revenge, and status. Okay. Okay, so isolation, concentration in reverse, and fulfillment. Let's see. Okay. I'm looking at the cards that go together. No, this was the opposite. This is how it came out. Okay, so the base here, right? It is that you were dealing with people that were extremely critical about you. And so you might have withdrawn. It might not have been in one time. It might have been slowly. You know that first of all, you became a little bit more secretive. You told a little bit less about what was going on in your life. All those kind of things. And I kind of feel that when this happened, what they thought, it is that you had something to hide, in fact, when in fact, you had nothing to hide. You had nothing to hide. You might just have felt that when you were sharing, at the end of the day, it was not serving you in some kind of way. Either you didn't have the support or you had a lot of criticism. And so they misinterpreted the reason why you have stepped back, right? They might have thought that, in fact, you were digging into a depression or something like that, when in fact, the interesting part here, it is we have the fulfillment, which is in the 7th place, which is in the place of healing, growth. So while they might have seen you take some kind of distance, they might have thought that in fact they might not have seen, they might have thought somehow that it was because you were making yourself smaller, right? I don't know if it makes sense what I'm saying, but it's like, you know, when you are in an environment when where people are not being kind to you, very judgmental, very critical, all those kind of things. So you might just stay there and become smaller and smaller, and what they might have seen, it is this smaller and smaller because you might have started to share less about your life, about your feelings, all those kind of things, right? And they didn't see that, they didn't envision the fact that you closed yourself off, not because you were bashing yourself, but because you adapted yourself to a situation. They didn't see it. Adaptability here is in reverse. So they were confused about the changes that occurred in you. But at the end of the day, I kind of feel here that you felt that you needed to protect yourself, and it came from a place of healing, in fact. It was coming not from a place of submitting yourself. What I see is like people who want to dim your light, right? They don't like your light, they want to dim your light, they feel threatened by your light, they are embarrassed by your light, all those kind of things, right? So they want to dim your light. And so they thought that when you closed yourself off a little bit, right? You might have spent a lot of time alone, you might have cut some people off, so they might have thought that in fact you were submitting to what they were projecting on you, dimming your light, but it's not what you were doing. You were less giving to them, right? Because anyway, whatever you were giving, they didn't appreciate it. So you gave less to them, right? The concentration here is in reverse, right? So you didn't concentrate on them anymore. They might have been very important for you in your life before, and you didn't envision especially your life without them. But at the end of the day, because of the criticism, because of the way that they didn't see you, because of the way that they treated you, maybe they just treated you, like an object that is there and that will always be there. So there was kind of a lack of consideration, a lack of respect. And I truly feel that they took it as you were bashing yourself, attacking yourself, when in fact with this vision here, what we see is that you could totally see what was going on. We have the sun here. The sun represents being able to see. We have the eye here. It's also number 12. 12, it is the hangman, seeing things from a different perspective. So they thought, in fact, that they had succeeded to dim you totally, when in fact you were just protective with them. It was all about protecting yourself from them, right? And you were working on your fulfillment. You didn't try to adapt yourself to them anymore. You might have done it in the past, trying to explain yourself, trying to speak up. But I kind of feel that at a moment you stop concentrating your energies on them. They thought that you were submitting to what they were asking from you, which is to dim your light, when in fact it's not the case. It's not the case. In the 8th position here, we have the revenge. So it is in the 8th position. The 8th is what goes around comes around. It is karma also. It is also card number 8. So there is here a very strong feeling. The energy of revenge is very present. So I don't feel that it comes from you. Especially, you might want justice, which is totally healthy and legitimate and important. I saw somebody in the comments feel like if it was not okay that they wanted justice. It's totally okay. You are supposed to want justice for many reasons. First of all, because it means that you value yourself. First of all, that you accept the fact that what happened to you was totally unfair. And second, justice is also important because otherwise those people just continue to do whatever they are doing. Sometimes I also read in the comments, I pray for them, I wish them well. Please, don't pray for them, don't wish them well, because if they are well, they won't change. No, justice is important in order to bring back balance. You are not supposed to wish them well, especially, you know? Absolutely not. It's not logical even. I personally, when somebody hurts me, I just give it to God, you know? But I don't wish them well. I wish them growth. I wish them to be stopped of being able to continue to do what they are doing. I will not send to them good energy and good vibes. Absolutely not. So if you feel that you have to, please don't, right? It's not about being in a vengeful energy. It's not about wishing them bad. No, it is detachment. It's detaching yourself. But just, it's important to understand that people will not change it if everything is good in their life. So sending them good vibes, it's never a good idea. If they hurt you, it's not a good idea, first of all, for yourself, right? Out of self-respect, but also for them. Don't wish them well. Wish them to have the day that they deserve, right? So, yeah, so here it kind of feels that they thought that you were losing your mind, that you were plunging into a depression. It's not the case. You were working on your fulfillment, and as said, we have the revenge here. So, as said, I don't feel that it is coming from you. I don't feel that you are in a vengeful mentality, but they might have thought that you were. It might be a projection of them. They might be vengeful because suddenly they understand that they have misread the situation here. They thought that you were dimming yourself more and more and more. The adaptability here is in reverse. So they thought that you were isolating and getting away from life. We are also with the number 3 here. So once again, we have the hangman. Here it's in reverse, so it's like an ability to move, right? The hangman is 12, 12 is a 3. So they thought that you were stuck. This is what they thought. But in fact, you were not stuck. You were gaining awareness and self-awareness. And so I also feel that the criticism here comes up to remind us of the smear campaign, or about how critical they might have been about you, what they have said about you during all this time that you might have taken a little bit of distance. And I kind of feel here that the revenge, it is in the 8th position, which is, at the end of the day, this is the universe taking revenge about them. Because whatever they said, now the reality is coming to light. And the reality, it is that during all this time you were working on your fulfillment, right? And you gained status. I see the 6 of Wands here. Gaining status. Number 2, the High Priestess. You gain awareness, self-awareness. So what you did is the opposite of what they thought. They thought that you were just closing yourself off, being in depression, bashing yourself, being in isolation as the Hermit in reverse, when in fact you were in isolation maybe, but as the Hermit, which is totally different. You were not hiding. You were not in shame. This is not what it was. You protected yourself and you fed yourself. Look, this person is reading, right? And we have here the dog. So you were not even the dog and the cat. You were not even feeling lonely. You might have felt more lonely being in their environment than being by yourself. Okay, so let's get into a deck and let's get a little bit more information here about all of this. Let's take my German deck. Okay. Yeah, I have all the cards. So let's see, let's get a little bit more about all of this. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it's a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. You are already supposed to know what I'm talking about. If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, I'm not especially talking about the gender, I'm talking about the energy from where someone is operating, so apply it however it applies to the roles in your life, and this can be past, present, or future. Okay. Let's see. We have the Queen of Wands here that came out like this. And then we have the King of Cups in the reverse, right? So, what I feel here, it is that they never expected you to be so strong and so courageous. This is why they thought, in fact, when they saw you get into protective mode, isolation, all those kind of things, what they thought it was that it was coming from a place of weakness, when in fact it was coming from a place of strength. Instead of continuing to try to convince them, make them see things differently, all those kind of things, you released, right? And so while you took the distance, they thought that it was truly coming from a place of depression. Which I don't say that there was no depression, because it's, you know, at the end of the day, when you realize that you are surrounded by people who are maybe trying to control you, we have the submission here, trying to control you, trying to dim you, they don't see you, they don't appreciate you, when you are all here about generosity of heart, care, giving, right? So at the end of the day, yes, you might be depressed. But I feel here that they never thought that you would make the decisions from a place of strength. This is what they didn't expect. Let me put the cards like this. Okay. We have two cards of tree here, and both of them are in reverse. And the tree, it is talking about expansion and creativity. So they are in reverse, right? So it's exactly what I'm saying about this energy of being closed off. They thought that you totally closed off, when what I feel that you did, it is putting walls around you in order to be able to take space, to sorry, I touched the camera, to open yourself, right? So it's very, very different. Very different. They thought that you would disappear, when in fact you were just nourishing yourself, taking more space, gaining more awareness, self-awareness, healing, working on your future, right? So with this king, I will put it in the upright position because this is the reality. With this King of Cups in reverse, I can usually it talks to me about emotional manipulation, right? But here I kind of feel that we are more talking about people who have no awareness, no wisdom, no self-awareness. They see things from a very different perspective than you are. Do you see all the cards? Yes, you do. Can even move them more. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of feel that this was their issue, in fact, right? They are looking at life from a weak place. You know, if you pay attention very often, if you have like a new idea, a new relationship, something like that, and you are talking to people, so yes, there are the people that are excited for you and all those kind, but there is another category of people who are, if you observe it, you will realize that they are talking from a place of fear, right? Yeah, but you should pay attention to this, and you should pay attention to that, and you should pay attention to that. Like they are coming from a place of fear. They are not coming from a place of neutrality. They are truly coming from this very critical place. And very often it's because they are unhealed, so they are not in a strong place. And this is why very often we have a lot of people that are trying to control their environment, because there is here an element of fear, an element of being unhealed, of insecurity, right? So I kind of feel here that this is what this King of Cups in reverse is telling us. It is that in fact they saw you from their own perspective. If they would take distance, it would have been because they would be depressed, they would hide, they would be ashamed, they would feel rejected. And you might have seen the rejection, but I don't feel that you question the rejection. You might have before, but I think that the moment that you step back, it was because you understood that at the end of the day, the environment might not have been the right one for you. Yeah, look, we have the Empress here in reverse. This is no abundance. This is a karmic feminine energy, and it might also be in a man, right? But it is a karmic feminine energy. It is not caring, it is not loving, it is not patient, it is not giving, it is not coming from a place of confidence. It's not. It's very overbearing, jealous, controlling, critical, bitter, judgmental, all those kind of energies here, right? So they have projected, we have the criticism here, which totally identify here with this Empress in reverse. It's not somebody caring at the end of the day. The Tower. Yeah. Tell me more here, please. The Tower, it's a shock. It might be a total destruction of their life, especially that we have here in the 8th place revenge, and I truly feel that there is here kind of an element of the highest, your ancestors, your guides, you know, their ancestors or their guides putting their life down, you know. Mercury retrograde. Nothing is going well. It's drama after drama after drama after drama. Yeah, look. The 8 of Wands. They are blocked. They are blocked. Whatever they are trying to do, it's not working. Whatever they are trying to do, it is not working. Look, they cannot go to calmer waters. The 6 of Swords in reverse. They cannot go to calmer waters. This is what's going on. Yeah, Mercury retrograde. If you know what Mercury retrograde is, this is what it is. Nothing is going well. Everything is... It's truly like... And it might be small things, you know, but at the end of the day, it drives you crazy. It starts with the alarm that should have wakened them up and it didn't waken them up. And then suddenly one day they go out and they realize that they cannot close the door because there's an issue with the door. And then they go into their car and they see that the wheel is empty. And then so they want to call and then they realize that the phone didn't charge. Understand? All kind of things like this that is just making your life difficult for no reason. Like it's stupid things. But when you put them one after the other, and this is truly what I feel here, like it's like the universe you know, trying to awaken them. Tell me more here, please. Yes, while you here, we have the Fool. This is you are supported by the universe, right? You are faithful, heading towards your future. You might not truly know yet how the future is looking, but there is here a positive energy with the Fool. It's card 0. It's something fresh, right? Leaving the past behind, and it's fresh. The 7 of Swords, trying to get away. So they are trying to get away. They might feel that you might be in an energy of revenge. And so they might be very, very fearful about what you could say about them, all those kind of things. And I don't think that you might not speak about what happened to you in the past, but even if you do, I don't think that it comes from a place of revenge. It comes from a place of maybe helping other people. You are now in a totally different energy. This is a totally different energy. But they are coming from their place and they are trying to get away with whatever they did in the past. They are trying to avoid here something. With the 7 of Swords, we are talking about lying, stealing, manipulating, but we are also talking about getting away with something. Being very selfish, self-centered. At the end of the day, what I feel here, right, it is that they thought that you were weak. And they counted on that, on you being weak. They thought that when you were going in isolation, it was from a place of weakness, when it was from a place, in fact, if you think about that, from a place of self-respect and self-worth. And self-belief also, because going in isolation, it is taking a risk somehow, right? Because at the end of the day, you take the risk of starting anew. So it truly comes from a place of strength, of going for your fulfillment, understanding that here it is not fulfilling. You have to submit to them in order to stay in the group, right? You are not somebody who submits. You might be very adaptable, but they ask you to be adaptable to something where there is no vision. Everything is about criticism. Whatever you need to concentrate onto, you cannot there, because you are on a different vibration, right? There is a different vibration. So there is here some kind of something related. Let me check here. 7 of Swords. They might not want to explain why you took distance, right? Because they said, I guess, that you took distance because you were depressed, because you were mentally unstable, because you were angry. And at the end of the day, what do we see? You are gaining status here. Your isolation somehow have bring you fulfillment because you did the job. You did the job. You did the healing work. And so you are gaining status, right? And now they are in this difficult place. And you are all light and happy, right? Tell me here, please, about the 7 of Wands, the 7 of Swords. Yeah, the Empress and the Tower in reverse. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm saying. Okay. Yes, because what people see at the end of the day, it is that you are caring, loving, abundance, all those kind of things. The abundance, I kind of feel that it's important here, right? Because they said that you were hiding because you were in depression, because you were a problem, because you were nothing. You wouldn't ever do anything about your life. Maybe they said that you were in depression about your own life, right? And what is seen here, it is abundance. And there is no tower in your life. See how interesting it is, right? They are the Empress in reverse, and they are going through a tower. While this is how they might have depicted you. But at the end, what is seen here, they are trying to get away with the fact that they were projecting themselves on you. And they wanted to create a tower in your life. They thought that they created a tower in your life. They thought so, but they didn't. They might have created some kind of drama in your life, right? But they couldn't destroy your foundation because your foundation was strong. The tower, it is destroying the foundation because the foundation is fragile, rotten, unstable, all those kind of things. But it's not your case. It's not your case with the Empress. You are stable. You are strong. So when you are strong, you can go wherever your foundation is strong. They are not adaptable. Right? This is why they ask you to adapt yourself to their unadaptability. They have no vision. You have. Okay. Understood. Thank you. This was very, very clear. Let's continue. Let's see more here. We have the Hermit, but it was stuck on the other. The Five of Wands in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Their biggest problem here, it is that you are not competing with them. You are not competing with them. This is what they thought. They thought that you wanted to be part of that. They thought that this was your drama, that you couldn't be part of that, when in fact, you would have wanted to be part of that, but as yourself. Not needing to dim who you are. Right? Not killing your individuality. I guess that you would have loved to be part of that if you could bring your own thing, but it was not about that. It was not about that. It's either you respect the codes, you are submissive, you participate to the gossip, right? And I kind of feel that because you were your true self, being your authentic self, they saw you as somebody who is not adapted to life, not adapted. Misadapted, under-adapted, mentally unstable, all those kind of things, when it's absolutely not the case. You just respect your individuality. So you didn't fight. You didn't compete. Listen, people who are competing with you, they need you to compete with them. And if you don't, they don't think, oh, great, this person is not competing with me. No, they are thinking that you think that they are not worth the competition. They take it as an insult, when in fact you are just not in the competitive state of mind. Right? But they criticize you. This is why we have the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse. Yeah, look, and it is touching here, the Empress in reverse. And the King of Cups in reverse. During all this time, right, when you went into hermit mode, right, you protected yourself. You invested in yourself, maybe in your healing, maybe in your future. Protecting yourself of this kind of energy, right? This is kind of village energy with the criticism, right? And you have to adapt yourself to some kind of stupid rules. You have to submit, to be submissive, right? You shouldn't be too intelligent. You shouldn't have ideas of yourself, right? You have to adopt the ideas of everyone. Yeah. During all this time, for them, nothing changed. They continue with their vision, and now they are awakening to some kind of different reality. Why? You don't compete. You have no reason to compete. You don't think about competing, right? But this is also why they might have want to attack you. They took it as a personal insult. How dare you? Who do you think you are? You know, very often when people are saying, who do you think you are? You don't even understand where it's coming from, right? But it's coming from the place that they feel insulted because you don't feel the need to compete with them. They don't understand that you are not just in a competing mentality. Very interesting. Okay, I will turn them in the clock direction. Okay, the Magician and the Six of Cups in reverse. You are in your full power now. Now that you didn't have to deal with all of this energy for some time, right? You protected yourself here. This is who I'm talking to. You protected yourself. You regain your full power and you are free to move now because they were trying to keep you in a box. So you are free now. You can manifest your ideal life. You are not looking back. You are not looking back. You know why you left, right? You know why you left. They thought that you left because you were mentally sick, right? And that you would come back after. They thought that they were the goal, when in fact it was absolutely not the case. The time that it might have taken you to take the distance, it was because you knew that if you are leaving, it is for good. There is no coming back. But they saw everything in a very, very different perspective. Tell me more here, please. What fell on the floor? Yeah. The Two of Cups in reverse. The Two of Cups in reverse and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you protected yourself. You put boundaries in order to protect yourself, right? This is why you took distance. You didn't take distance from a place of weakness. You took distance from a place of strength. There's a big chance, right, that when you took distance, right, they were still in their energy of I am stronger than you and I am better than you, so they didn't try to reach out to you, right, because you didn't deserve it, without even realizing that in fact the door was closed. If they would have tried, the door was closed. They couldn't have, right? Their whole inner narrative was totally wrong. Totally wrong. And this is what I feel now that they are awakening to, right? This is what they are awakening to. And yes, there are people here that took your kindness for weakness, for lack of self-confidence, lack of self-respect, all those kind of things. Which is sad if you think about it, right? It's very, very sad. Yes. Looking in the direction of your future. Look, I see the statue of liberty. You see with the thing here? This card is very strong for me because it also looks like someone that I know. Yeah. So you are in your future. This is looking at the future. Focused. You are focused. Putting your energy into the future. Look, that the waves here that are very agitated, they are behind you. You are not looking at them. You are not looking at them. And then we have the Two of Wands in reverse. This is blocking energy, right? Look that here, this person is in the middle of water, right? Here the water is truly behind. Here it's in the middle. You turn that. The water here is less agitated, but it's going quickly, right? But it's less agitated. You are not interested in that. It is less agitated because you are not allowed to have your own personality there. It's everybody's supposed to be the same. So you are not putting energy there anymore. You are not in the two. You are in the three. Looking forward towards your future. All your focus is there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. You see the truth here. There is some kind of truth here that you see, right? The Page of Swords in the upright. This is talking about intelligence, it's talking about ambition, it's talking about seeing the truth, being very clear-minded. And what I feel here, it is, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Whoever you are, whatever qualities you have, they were totally overlooked where you were. Totally overlooked. You know, we often say that your environment will only support you after people that don't know you are supporting you, which is horrible, right? Because the first people who are supposed to support you, it is your own environment, but somehow they don't value you because you are too accessible. So they don't value you until other people are valuing you. We are talking here about the energy of the Empress in reverse, because an Empress, which is the energy of the mother, they will support you. They will admire what you are doing if you are doing something good here, right? This truly talks to me about the misjudgment. They totally misjudge you. Totally misjudge you. But they are seeing it now. But chances are that they are seeing it now because other people are giving value to who you are and what you do. They needed that in order to value you. Yeah, look. Came like this. It was turning, right? Yeah, they were very, very confused about you. But you know, I have no problem with people being confused because if you are an original, so it's okay that people are confused. What is not okay is that immediately they are going to the criticism. Why don't you say, you know, I don't understand, but I'm curious. I'm open. It's not my path, it's yours. Here, it's not what it was. They were critical because they didn't understand your vision, and they needed you to adapt yourself to them. They needed you to submit. And because you didn't, and you couldn't, because with that, you couldn't be yourself, you couldn't fulfill whatever you needed to fulfill in your life, right? Yeah. Then they put you in a wrong box. Instead of allowing you not to be in a box, they forced you into a box. Yeah, they got the message now. They got the message now. Page of Wands. They know now. Yeah. They know now exactly why you took distance. The Eight of Cups. They know why you took distance. The reason why you took distance, right? It's very interesting that the Hermit is coming once again in reverse. We had it here already in reverse, right? Because they thought truly that you were hiding, right? This is what they thought. They didn't see your awareness, your wisdom, your understanding, the fact that you were looking towards the future, not the past. The thing is that all those people, I think that they wanted to think that you are a problem, right? Just because you are being totally yourself and bringing your energy, right? Not for 1 second did they consider that you needed to heal from them. They didn't consider that you needed to heal from them. Right? Because they were holding on to this narrative that you are the problem. Because you don't get into the boxes that we have decided that you need to be into, right? The fact that you don't adapt yourself to our boxes, you are the problem. They never question themselves that they are the problem with their boxes. Like, it's irrelevant. They never thought about that. They never thought about that. Okay, let's go to closure here. Let's go to closure. Right. Let's take another one. This is beautiful. Beautiful look. Ah la la. The Page of Cups. Right? And we have the 10 of Pentacles. Earth and water. There is a lot of stability here. A lot of stability. Put water and earth together. You mix it. Right? You have the Lagadu. I don't know how we call it. But then it becomes strong. It is strong. Listen, the 10 of Pentacles here. This is the ultimate stability. Right? This is truly stability. And then we have here the Page of Cups, healing. You are innocent. You are healed. You maintain your heart space open. You might not be open to them. It might be the case, right? Because it kind of feels that maybe somebody wants to pop up back in your life here, right? You are not looking there. You might not pay attention. You don't care, right? You are looking at the other direction. Because I kind of feel that for you, you might feel here that, you know, you are already looking in another direction. You are in the future here. There is a lot of history here, and it's not especially a good history, right? As said, I kind of feel at the moment that you step back, you get to the end. you know? It's not that you step back in a second. There was already a lot, you know. So when you already step back, it was truly. You are not playing games, right? Maybe they are stepping back as a way to move something, you know. It's kind of a manipulation tactic, but it's not you. We saw here the manipulator. Where is it? I don't know. Where is it? Yeah, here, the emotional manipulator. You, when you are stepping back, you're, yeah, and here also, you are truly stepping back. Like, I don't think that you are into those games, right? So here, you heal your heart. You heal your heart. You are in alignment with yourself. It's beautiful. You didn't get into revenge. I don't feel that you did, right? I feel more than that maybe you allowed too much, you know? Maybe even defending your justice you didn't. Which I don't blame you, you know? Kind of feel that the highest is taking care here of the alignment here. But this is where you are heading to. Something very, very stable that is also, because you might be in the 9 of Pentacles right now. You might already be in the 10 of Pentacles, and you don't have to be 2 in order to be in the 10 of Pentacles. We are talking here about stability. We are talking about a legacy. I kind of feel here that this is, in fact, the message here. That your legacy, right, it is part of it, at least, it is the power of being authentic, of being in alignment, of staying your authentic self, your pure self. There is here a legacy. This is talking about legacy. It might be talking about money, and then it's big money. It might be talking about the community and family and all those kind of things. But it's more about the imprint that you leave, right? And the imprint that you leave at the end of the day, it is a new way of thinking. Look, we have the vision here. The hangman is here, seeing things from a different perspective. We have 2 times here, 3 times. This is 3, this is 12, which is a 3. We have the 3 here. And then we have the 12. So the 3, we have the hangman, and we have the empress, right? The empress, the energy of care. The abundance comes from care. The abundance comes from embodying yourself totally. Giving life to others, not putting them in a box, not asking them to become whatever is comfortable for the community, allowing people to be their own authentic self. The Page of Cups, the inner child, the energy of the inner child. You repaired, healed your inner child, right? This is your legacy. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Is there something else here that I need? Look. The High Priestess. I will end it here, listen. The High Priestess. Alignment, wisdom, understanding, not living behind a mask, tolerance, the third eye open, being curious, willing to learn, paying attention to what you say, right? I'm saying paying attention to what you say because of the criticism here, right? The High Priestess. Inner knowledge, wisdom, beautiful. I will leave it here. I hope that it was helpful. maybe insightful, maybe healing. I wish you a beautiful day and I'll see you in the comments. Till very soon. Bye.